Hi all. Yep. This is the ICC Banter Blitz, Friday 30th September. Just do a few adjustments before we start. Okay. All right. Yes. Just checking on preview. I'll say hi all on stream. Okay. So we've got a challenge here. Trent David to start off with. Start off with this challenge here. Okay, it's a 3-2. Let's start with this. So knight c3, yeah, I want to play maybe an Austrian attack here with maybe a quick, well, I'll wait for black to castle and then play e5. So black castles e5, and there's a very interesting Nakamura line in this with a quick h4, h5. So I'm driving the knight away from the square, so I can just go with this. Of course, black can undermine the center, and the idea is a piece sack on c3 just to speed things up here. Very, very interesting line, very aggressive. Let's see how it works out. Okay, there's a check possible here. This is very interesting already.
Check.
I wonder. Knight g5, h6. There might be knight e6 there. Or is it worth playing rook h7 for the check? That looks very interesting for like queen g4 after, maybe. Queen g4. It looks. I think I'm tempted to just play knight g5. Okay, knight g5. Okay, so what are we looking at here? h6, knight e6, or knight f7? Well, h6. I mean, something has to defend that, yeah, because that's the mate threat. All right. So here, knight e6 looks dangerous, or maybe even knight e4 takes knight e6. This looks interesting. Yeah, I think I'm tempted. I'm tempted with this position. Am I following Tamura? Yeah, a little bit, not that much. There were so many games from the Olympics that swamped with interesting games to try and figure out which one to check out next on my YouTube channel. So okay, there's a check here, bishop d2. I wonder about just taking on g7 just to weaken h6. If I take here, I'm weakening h6. Maybe this is interesting. Although there's queen b4 check here. That could be annoying. Queen b4 check. Yeah, maybe this isn't as hot as I imagined. Oh, this allows bishop h6 though. That surely, I think queen b4 was forced to get my knight to retreat, actually. Now this looks bad because I've got to discover check now. I think that was a let off. I was let off there. I think queen b4, knight d2, and I was wondering what to do there, actually. Okay, so this is
check.
Nice, discover the check. Actually, there's only one legal move, bishop h3. I mean, that's why it isn't checkmate here. Okay, our next game. Thanks for the game, Trent David. Cap red. This is a standard 5-minute game. Actually, that's okay. A standard 5-minute. So pretty logical play from White so far. And if I take, see if this causes a problem here. I hope it does. In this particular position, it might be annoying. This pin, it might be. This castle. I can get another pawn now. Okay, is f6 possible? Or maybe queen here for queen f5. There's always knight d4 hitting the queen. Oh, okay. So if I play knight takes, am I winning the exchange? Oh, bishop takes is on g4, so I can't take that because bishop takes g4. Right. Well, I'll try and just put more pressure on White's position with this. Yeah, constant snag is queen f5. There's always knight takes d4. That's just an absolute pin, and that'll be hitting the queen. Constant snag here. On the other hand, now I think I can just take on e3 and knight takes. Oh, mind you, there's bishop a7. Mind you, that bishop might be trapped there. So I'm not sure. This bishop's trapped, but there's queen d5 check as well. Queen d5. No, it's not check. For some reason I'm thinking this is check. It's not check. Oh, knight d2 check now. That's a weakness of the last move.
Check.
That gets the queen. I think I had a bit of pressure for the knight sack. Okay, let's see here. And I guess there's still some stuff to work on here. I'll try and close this bishop up for that diagonal. That means I can use a8 soon. Or just pin this bishop. I'll take here. Take here. Or maybe, okay, maybe, playing for rook e2 or queen b2.
Check.
Okay, this bishop is still trapped. Try not to have a stalemate. Okay, I'm watching that the king's got one move available. I don't want a stalemate particularly from this position. Don't be a little bit tragic to get here and then stalemate. Although probably amusing for you guys.
Check.
Actually, let's just check here.
Check.
Okay. Trent David wants a rematch game. Okay. We'll have the rematch game. So what would mean with black? So 2 games for each challenger. If I try and encourage the centre to be closed. Oh, actually, I feel worse now. Yeah, I feel a little bit worse here. Worse for the where it's. I don't think it's a very good Grunfeld. Suspect Grunfeld here that I've got. Can I take that? In fact, it might be an interesting exchange stack there, or just bishop h3. Anyway. Okay, can I do this? Try and get into d3. I'm not sure how useful this is. Maybe just d5 here. I mean, okay. Bishop e3, knight, maybe knight d3 for knight b2. But on d5, it's probably a problem. It's to be addressed here. Okay. It's a problem. So I'm hoping still knight d3 does something. Hits b2. Now if the b pawn moves, maybe bishop takes, and then maybe bishop takes. No, I think that's fine. Okay, I can take on b2 here. So opening up a bit this bishop. Yeah, it doesn't seem too bad. So far, so good. So rook d2 coming up next, or bishop b5. Rook d2 here looks to be a nice fork, actually. Actually, the queen hasn't got a4. Difficult to defend d4 here. So on f2 now. Probably bishop b5, drive the rook away, bishop f2. Okay, resign there. Thanks, Trent David. Let's make sort of like a 5-minute game. Is he ready? I'll give him 10 seconds. Up to 4:30, I think. Not ready. Okay. Alright. Any other challenges at the moment? Alright, yeah, there's a Leon thing, so if you want to tune in yet, this is the YouTube channel ID here. That's cool. Sorry. Oh, did I miss any challenges? No, I don't think there's any challenges at the moment. So okay, I'll try and explain more. I think sorry, we've had 2 with Trent David. Hold on a sec. I think we've had 2. I'm gonna have to decline that because we've had 2 already with Trent David. We could play on 5-minute auto pairing. So 5-minute auto pairing, 1 game. The dreaded 5-minute auto pairing. Count on dreaded 5-minute auto pairing. Okay, now if we just check the thing, so I don't think this speeds up things necessarily. Oh, okay, I've got a bad record against this guy. I'll try and brush that aside from my thoughts. Okay. King. I haven't played him with white, so I'll treat it like a fresh game. Fresh opportunity. Very solid play by him. Yeah, very solid. Yes, the ultra solid response system. Bishop outside the pawn chain, pretty solid. In the center, the Slav triangle, very solid pawn structure. So yeah. Ooh, he's pausing for thought here. Can I push this back? Now I guess he might play for c5, c4, and keep a strong point on e5 if I can. This e5 strong point, if I can sort of, I call it overprotect as in Nimzwich, my system, but is he playing for c4? Yeah, can I get ready for c4 to be able to take it without losing c2? Ooh. It's getting a little bit scary. Try and stop that, although yeah, at least it stops c4. I mean, if he gets c4 in, there might be the c5 square after. d3 might be under greatest scrutiny. I'm hoping this is okay, but yeah, it is kind of weakening my structure a little bit. He might have things like a4 and okay, he's putting pressure now. Can I do this? Just get out of the tactical range of that rook. Okay. And don't know about a4 here, just to stop any a4 from black. This bishop's pretty good. Yes, he's got this strong pawn here. He's dislocated a bit. My strong point is actually blunted my bishop. And he's taking the pressure off e5, which means maybe knight e4 to g5 is possible here without dropping e5. I don't want to drop b3 in a hurry. If I can, yeah, I can't play knight e4. What about this? Just want to see if I can play this without dropping too much. This bishop's a bit of a prisoner. Can I go to f4 out of interest? Is that a worthwhile maneuver? Knight f4. Ah, he's taken off. Oh, to win the pawn on e5, which he hasn't taken. Interesting. He could have taken that pawn on e5. I wonder if he's heading just to put more pressure on e5. Like this, yes. So b3 is a bit vulnerable. Yep. Now he's got things like d3. It's a bit scary. So b3 and he's supporting d3. Okay, I'll have to see if I can hold c2 as well. This is scary. Can I play knight e1 to d3 just to try and blockade the situation here? Do I want the queens off? I'm not entirely sure. Probably not entirely sure. Alright, let's try. Oh, it could be worse here. I could be worse. Oh, I've dropped e5, dropped e5. Muppets. Dropped e5. That was just silly. I think I gotta say that was silly. Queen's off and dropping a pawn straight off the bat. I can get this bishop here. Try and stop this flood. Pawns for a moment. F5, rookie 1. Okay, I have to try and stop this. These pawns. Try and counter-attack on C5. And how does he make progress? Is he going to play E4 anyway? Oh dear, this is gruesome. I really regret the exchange of queens now. Can't seem to stop his pawns. Can I try and blockade them? If at all possible, try and blockade these guys. If there's an opportunity for blockade. That's interesting. Maybe an exchange sack just to create a blockade. Desperate times and all that. Everything's crumbling. It's all crumbling. 2 exchanges down. I do regret the dropping the queen exchange. I can't even play F6. No, 1 exchange down. Did he just avoid winning another exchange? Maybe I can play for F6. Try and get some hope. No. Oh! No. Not good. F6 here.
Check.
For the rook F2.
Check.
We're talking last chance saloons.
Check.
Not really. I don't know.
Check.
Yes.
Check. 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 Check.
Maybe there's a glimmer of hope here. He's only got 30 seconds to finish. He's pausing here.
Check. 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 Check.
Okay, what's the best way to play this? Maybe element of panic. I'm sure he's going to
check.
Do this. Yeah, it's queen.
Check.
And I know I allowed that. That was dumb. I was hoping that he's not going to win my
check.
Rook immediately.
Check. Check. Check.
Right.
Check.
Nice checkmate there. Oh, that's silly. Okay. That was dumb in the end. That was so dumb. That guy's amassing a big score against me, and it's just annoying. I had a good chance there. I had a good chance to draw, maybe on his time pressure. it wasn't that easy if I didn't go into the self-mates. No! Go straight into a self-mate. That is just terrible. Okay, anyway, trying to shake it off. Where's the bunny is? Oh god, no. No, I'm not going to bring them out. Ah. Oh dear. Oh. Right, this is just a 3-minute game, right? So I don't want to. Okay, maybe. This bishop h3. Maybe this bishop c4 is a little trap. I'll keep in mind as well. Blunt. It's naughty to do this, but all right, I'll do a positional move in case of rook a2.
Check.
It's naughty, but I can't resist it. I can't resist it because it seems so tempting to play rook a2 to pin my queen. This is a positional move, right? Fixing down the pawns. Thanks for the game. Is Nesbetsnov going to be ready this time? I hope so. If you can play a trap with playing a positional move, it's not that naughty because it's like that's not really. It wasn't really a threat in a way because I mean, is it a trap or is it just a non-threat? So you just carry on as normal, basically. I mean, if you go out of your way to set a trap and compromise your position, that's a different story, I think. But okay. So I'm having knight f4, g5, g4. This looks like pretty good position. Get this g file. To be considered actually was knight h3 actually. Because then knight f2 if it's ignored. If it's not, then yeah, knight h3 to be considered. Okay, knight takes g2 is the threat here. Is a threat here. Knight takes g2 just to undermine that f3. Okay, so knight takes g2 for f3.
Check.
Right, this looks as though it's dangerous on G2 now. That is an answer, but I can take the knight. Yeah, if the rook moves, I think queen f2. If the rook moves, okay, I've got queen f2.
Check.
Okay. All right, b7, b5. Hello. Oh, is this? Oh, don't know, something's happened to that game. Hero dams. Hello. Didn't you beat me last week? I have to try and get revenge. Oh god. No, I'm a bit worried. I should be. Yes. Pretty good stuff so far, I think. I seem to remember it went all a bit pear-shaped last week. I was getting excited about my position and then it just collapsed. Okay. That is e5 to be worried about. Maybe hold on a sec. I'll play d5 right about there. Fix these pawns. Maybe e5 is happening. Bishop f4 is out of the question. This knight. Can I get rid of this knight? Is he sacking here? It could be a concern. Bishop h4. Maybe I play king g2. Not 100% sure if he's sacking here. He might do. Wondering about king g2 and just rook h1 in that case of bishop h4. Although, yeah, okay, it wasn't maybe that much on the cards. I'm happy about fixing these pawns. Ah, okay, let's go back. Okay, is the sack on now? I'll try and improve the possession slightly with rook h1. H5 here. Actually, that's the target, isn't it? Okay. The question is, can I play d5 actually? Takes, and c4 maybe. B4 drops. B4 is being undermined. I think it's too dangerous to take here. Well, can't. Does he take it here? I feel slightly better. Pawn up. Pawn. Oh, he's dropped f6. Okay. Let's examine. Okay. Bit of revenge last week. I've played Trendevid twice. I'm going to close that. Chisel, I haven't played yet. I think it's good policy just to play people twice, just to spread the invites around on a particular evening session. So it's pretty classical so far. I just want to sort of play for bishop g4 and maybe knight d4. It looks pretty standard, sort of. Wow. I don't know. Looks. Yeah, sort of. Yeah. Okay. What's happening here? Is it worth the knight sack here? I'm tempted. I'm actually tempted. Although there's going to be bishop f7 and knight g5, I don't think it works very well here. Does it? There might be rook f8 after that. Oh, there's bishop g5. No, I don't think so. I probably shouldn't take the risk. I'll just move this back. I can probably play h5 at some point. I wonder if I take here now. I'll let g7 go. Actually, I'll let g7 go. Because there's a king behind it. Rook g8. No. Yeah. This could be interesting. If knight g7, it could be a bit of danger. As long as I'm castled over here, I think this is a little bit dangerous. Rook g8, knight f5, takes, etc. Okay, so knight d4. Now, let's see. Knight e6. So it could take here or here. Maybe doesn't want to do either. Actually, they could just both improve the position here. Okay, this guy. Probably h5 is probably interesting. Or d5. Oh, he's got tactic for knight e7. Check. So I've got to be careful. Try and weaken the king a bit. Although a5 looks good. No, bishop e3. And yeah, I think I have to play here. And then hg, trying to weaken the king side. If you okay, take the pawn. Try and weaken this king side. Actually, I think I might have a resource here. On d5, takes. I think there's bishop takes. Now, I could be wrong, but that might be a resource to stop this knight e7 contraption. Because it's protecting e6. So is this possible? With the knight on f5, it has an influence for this knight e7 check. Takes. So I'm saying takes. I think that would be okay for me, because it looks as though I think there's a sort of vacuum over here anyway. So I think it's potentially making things a bit more of a vacuum around the king side if this is entered into. Okay, are we going into this line with bishop d5? Bishop f5? I'm thinking... Okay, we are. Okay. Now, I thought there was a vacuum here, because it looks as though, in fact, yeah, rook h1. Well, there's a check here now.
Check.
This is very good. I think knight d4 takes. If rook c1, there's a check here. King g2. Whew. I'm not sure this is needed really. Maybe I'll just take here. It takes. Check. I think this looks good enough. I don't think I need to play knight takes necessarily. This check, king g2. Well, I just take the queen. Check and take the queen. Yeah, this takes and rook c1. I think I've got. Well, actually, I've just got rook takes, because if rook takes, knight takes. Yeah.
Check.
This is check. I'll just take the queen. I'm going to take the rook. Take the rooks. Okay, thanks for the game, Chisel. Joel Mo. A lot of challenges this week. Just make sure on history I haven't done more than 2 hours to check after. Okay, a Spiff Mora Gambit. So this has become a common thing, just to leave this position, because I can't take it as a d5. It's a common thing to do, not to necessarily take immediately. And there's a great book on the Spiff Mora by Esserman, which explores a lot of dynamic possibilities. I think I do want to take here and encourage black to take a pawn, basically, because I think there's the thing about this position, there's no defensive knight over here. The queen sometimes exposed on d file. I don't really want to play CD even necessarily. I want to encourage this. I wonder if I can just play this. If bishop e7 h4, I mean, I'd encourage this. I don't really want to put a pawn on d4. I'd rather an open center without me having a pawn on d4 actually, because we've got this hemmed in bishop and a queen which might be subject to tempo gain on the d file. As soon as I stick a pawn on d4 in this line, it's more about the isolated queen pawn and blockading it. I think I want it more about an open center and just an attack. I don't necessarily need or want a pawn on d4. Although, yeah, it's getting that way. He's not taking on c3. Oh well, okay. Given he's a few steps away from blockade, I'll take it, because it gives me c3 for the knight here for knight b5 anyway. It might not be that terrible. Again, he hasn't got a defensive knight over here, so if I have knight c3 in this position, it looks okay. And then rook c1. I mean, if he plays a6, all right. This is away from that pawn now. If I take, I'll protect this for a moment. Then knight c3, rook c1. If I kick this back, he's just going to blockade. So I'll just threaten the queen potentially. So there's a question here. Knight e5 as well is a nice move, probably in principle, because it's putting some pressure. Well, he's getting the ideal blockade for sure. So we're going to have the perks and of the IQP. I wonder if I can play like there's a classic Botvinnik game he plays for f5. Try and use this diagonal. It looks a little bit like this classic Botvinnik game I'm aware of. Try and break down this diagonal. So, any tactical possibilities? Maybe not. Not yet. Whoops. Okay, better speed up. Or lose the exchange like this. It's another way of losing the exchange. Gonna get faults as well at this rate. Oh, everything's dropping off. Okay. If I take him rook d1, don't tell me there's bishop g2 or something. There might be rook c3 and then bishop g2 on d1. So knight takes, bishop takes, bishop takes, rook d1. Unfortunately, there appears to be rook c3 takes bishop g2. Okay, he's not going in for that stuff. I didn't mean that particularly, but anyway.
Check.
Check here on knight g6 for queen h4.
Check.
That diagonal's a killer here. Okay, thanks for the game. Yeah, I think I was losing the yeah, material in that position. So OMG, hi. Yeah, I'm not sure. This is provocative. Just to put the knight back and encourage the centre to be taken. A little bit scary to do this sort of plan. I do wonder if I'm getting a sort of aggressive position here, with the pawn structure being quite aggressive. Let's see, I'm undoubling the pawns anyway here. And can I blast through this diagonal? Or at least leave that pawn under pressure and shield my d5 pawn from, yeah. If this is not possible, then I want to shield my d pawn and put pressure on the opponent's d pawn. Okay, so that's a scenario which looks nice so far. In fact, can I take that when it backfires? Bishop b6, there's knight e4, for example. I assume that backfires at the moment, but let's prepare. Things, get off this diagonal and maybe try and put some more pressure. Okay, protect h6 as well. I can put more pressure. Maybe with bishop f6, queen g7. If I have to protect my d pawn, I have to do that as well. Yeah, he's adequately protected though. Maybe any rook d2, bishop g5. Okay, this is hanging. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Maybe the idea was knight somewhere. Oh well. Sorry about that. Thanks for the game. Okay. I like your videos. Thanks very much. Okay, so play on the dredge playing. Oh, Killian knight okay. Knight g6. Try and stop the hack attack. Oh dear. He's playing in great hack attack manner. Try and get an improved French defence. definitely going for my king. I have that impression. Now this could be incredibly dangerous because I have castled into it. So I think I've got to react very energetically, otherwise I face being blown off the board. Basically. The question is how. I'm going to start with f6 and maybe e5. Although, yeah, this and queen h5 looks strong. Could play bishop f5. Queen h5, bishop g6. King's in the center, right? So how can I try and refute this business without being mated? His king's at the moment in the center. That's better than the queen there in some respects. Can I just press through the center with this e3 and d4? e3 takes d4. Doesn't seem entirely fast to me, but I could be mistaken. His attack here. If I can get to play e3 and d4. I've got everything connected up here. These rooks are connected, these aren't. And with e3 and d4, I think that would give some interesting prospects. Okay. Or e3 anyway. Mind you, there's this check I've just given, which is nearly a killer check. You could just win the exchange. Am I worried? Probably. Should be.
Check.
It's knight f7. He wouldn't be taking with the bishop as the check here, winning the knight. If he takes with the pawn, again I get to play my e3. If I get to play my e3, I wonder about this diagonal. Potentially. Oh, it's fascinating.
Check.
Forced. I'm wondering about knight b4. Is he playing rook h2? Also, queen f8, I don't know, might be useful at some point. Probably not around here. Hang on a sec. Hang on. knight d5 for bishop h4, king f1. Is it that harmless, this business? It is at the moment, isn't it? It's a little bit on the harmless side. Queen d7 on the other hand, for bishop h3 looks intriguing. I'm not sure what he's threatening immediately. Is that a knight b4? What does he do to knight b4 out of interest? He's got this dangerous pawn here. He could try and answer that. There is bishop h3 check here. King e2. Maybe d3 first. Oh, it's d4 check there. And knight d4, hang on.
Check.
There's d4 and knight d4. Is he going to take with a king? That looks too dangerous.
Check.
He might take with a king. That's probably the only move. Probably I should have factored that in. Knight's centralizing anyway. Is there queen f5 on the cards? Oh, he's got queen e4. Intriguing. Open up this. Okay.
Check.
It's diagonal.
Check. 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 Time warning. Check.
That was a fun one. Okay, yeah. Oh. Yeah, I think my commentary got switched off there. My resources had to be my brain resources had to my commentary subsystem was turned off. Sorry about that. I was just, it's all like a maze of variations. It's like, am I getting mated on g8? Because he's going to play something like rook g8 or something. But yeah, it looked pretty scary. Probably has a bust. It looked pretty scary. Did. Commentary subsystem turned off. All resources had to be used. Let's calculate without losing on time. Okay, looks pleasant enough so far. If f6, well, you can't play f6. It's good that the f4 is pinned, in fact. In fact, now that he's left f7, I'm going to take advantage of that and go in like a hawk for f7 here. So knight f6, bishop f7, and knight is not mating because bishop g6. Okay, let's try and get some level of sanity here in the calculations. A level of sanity would be good here. Okay, knight f6, bishop f7, king h8. He doesn't want to do that. I'm going to just move my queen somewhere, right? It's good that d4 isn't dropping off immediately. Is queen h6 actually possible here without losing the queen or something? I hope it is possible. Okay. And now, grand plan or not. My grand plan is to put two pawns together in the center at the moment, which doesn't seem very ambitious at all, I must say. Can I play f5? Can I risk f5? Because he's taken the pressure off. At that moment, he took the pressure off. e5. So I'm making this. It seems possible. Okay, now let's imagine knight e4. Or let's not. Bishop g5 here. I'm still holding d4, thankfully, with the queen. That's a bonus to the queen on h4. It's not just about hack position. Okay, is f6 possible? It would take the pressure off. e5. Establishing a fawn pawn. One of my favourites. The old fawn pawns. If the bishop moves back, I think rook f4 might be threatening queen h7. Well, then again, it's not, because there's always king g8 after. Isn't that just rook takes e4 here? Actually, much simpler. Isn't that just rook takes e4? It seems most of the squares are covered. The bishop's blocked. I might be threatening knight takes f7. If takes knight h6, double check, mate. Otherwise, if takes queen e8, yeah, knight takes f7. Takes knight h6, double check, and mate. That's a nifty little tactic to finish this game potentially. probably. Looks like mate. If that's a double check. Knight takes f7. Oh, he's resigned. Okay, thanks to the game, Jetral. Okay, Jolmo. I just want to check how many times I played Jolmo for a moment. Once. This is 30th, right? Jolmo, just once. Okay, let's play again. Indeed. That does seem to win a pawn. It gives me nothing to do this. I don't know, except his knight's not near his king. Anything I can think of at the moment. I know, it's really sophisticated positional play here. Ah, there's knight f3.
Check.
Okay. So probably I want to use this A file myself. There's not too many other files in the position. I'll hijack this A file. Not with this rook like that, but a rook over here. No files otherwise. Okay. Queen c2. Oh, this could get a little scary. On c7. It already has. It already has. What have I done? What have I done? Hope I can get away with rook b2 here. Rook c7.
Check.
This isn't how I'd imagined things from earlier. Knight c7 check, king a5, I guess.
Check.
I go for this checkmate stuff. G1 or H1, but I think check king a5 just before things start getting nasty with rook knight bishop, coordinating exceptionally well.
Check. check,
Would he indeed run out of checks if I just play king a4? I can't see an immediate check on king a4. That'll leave him struggle to parry queen g1. The knight's blocking the rook. Okay, thanks to the game, Jomo. Gunnar? Hello. Is Gunnar ready? Let's hope Gunnar's ready. Alright, so let's go main line. Go down this main line. I'll try and be careful not to play an immediate c4. This is b5. Is there a way? I think there was a way of attacking black, which if black castles kingside, but unfortunately I've forgotten. Oh, God. Do I just try it? How? Without making use of c4. Can I just play knight g5 and h6? g6? So we'll work back with a rook sack on e6. Bishop h6 and rook e6. I think I've seen a fantastic combination involving bishop h6 and rook h6 at some point. I think maybe have a look at this. So this, I think they take here and take here, but this rook is not going to be accepted there. Queen d2 for bishop h6, maybe. And then the d4 will drop. Knight f5. Not working. It's all pretty solid looking actually at the moment. Unfortunately, it's all of a sudden. I mean, all of a sudden it looks pretty solid. Pretty solid. Okay, need some ideas here. Need some ideas. Let's imagine bishop f4 possible, just to suspend things. I don't think e5. This e5 takes bishop g. No. I think bishop f4 might be possible if he's not taking this bishop. That might be useful. Bishop f4. Nope. Okay, plan B, just stabilise the centre for a moment. I think I need to just stabilise the centre. Okay, that's good. Helps the centre a bit. Okay, this position is okay with the knight on f5 anyway. Keep the d file. Just try and play a bit of positioning. Right, b4 is possible. King c2 after. So I wanted to play knight e4. As e3 actually dropping. You can take on d8.
Check.
And end up taking on h6.
Check. Check.
Coming back to g4. Still holding at e3, so knight e4 and bishop g5. Nice to have a knight on e4, get the king up. So I wonder c4 or without dropping b4. Oh. I think c4 is still possible here, actually. Try and
Check.
use this to create a pass pawn. The king could be aggressive, I think, here. On the light squares. The light squares are a little bit weak. There's a famous king walk game by Mikhail Tal, which is actually quite inspiring. How aggressive a king can be. Hopefully without getting mated. Let's try and hold this.
Check.
e3 pawn. There's a check here. E takes d, looks
Check.
okay. I'm going to get this knight d7, d6, d7. Knight d7 immediately threatens the bishop and actually hits e5. Right, I can just take e5 on g6. Oh, he's running out of pawns. Okay, thanks for the game, Gunnar. Jolmo, I just want to check the history now. Sorry, Jolmo should be tracking. Jolmo played once there, and what, we played twice. Jolmo. If there's no other challenges, go on auto pairing for a moment. Toma Eden. Sorry, is this Toma Eden? He's a really good player. If that's Toma Eden, he's higher rated ECF than me. So I'm just going to ask him. Is that Toma Eden? There's not that many Tomas I know. Because he's like over 200 ECF. Maybe I'm okay on 5-minute chess. So White Knight Owl. That's the only Toma I know. Toma Eden. Okay, White Knight Owl. His rating is extremely low for this time control then, if that is really the case. Let me just finger Gunnar. I can't believe his other. Let me just. I'm sorry. I'm just curious. His 5-minute ratings 2100. That might be Toma Eden. Yeah, 21 on the 5-minute auto pairing. Okay. Okay. And aggressive knight on h5 here. And what is the plan now? No plan. Okay, no plan whatsoever at the moment. How do I do anything with this stuff? Dear oh dear. Stop panicking. I don't like this. I haven't got a clear plan. Let's try and get rid of this knight for a moment. It's too solid over there. I don't think the knight on h5 is... If it's not joined by anything, what is it doing there? Let's get out of this pin situation. And maybe try and... Now, this is a plan. If I can try and undermine with h5, soften up these guys. This is more like it. Okay, that's more like it. Then I've got some ideas now. g3, king g2, rook h1. I've got some ideas. Whether this diagonal is going to be dangerous, or is it just one apiece? I've got b3 to kick the rook. Otherwise it's winning g4. That's pretty naughty tactic, g5. But it's a little bit dangerous because he's using his own king safety as bait to win material, and if he's not winning material, then he's just used his own king safety. He might have compromised his own king here with this g5 move, in which case I'm ready to get in there with bishop f6. Yeah, I'm in there. Queen g5, king g2, rook h1. Just through the moments of not having a clue what to do, now it's gone. It's like the black position is gone. King safety has just been shot here. I'll pre-move this. Yes, I'm going to dare pre-move this. Okay, thanks to the game. Why not? Oh, do you know what? We've played before. We've played twice. I'm pretty sure I've counted we've played twice. Okay, so if it's not an immediate challenge, 5-minute auto pairing game. Here we go. 5-minute auto pairing game. Ooh. Pat Bateman. Smith Mora. Am I tempting him to take? Is anyone at all ever attempted to take on c3? Is this some sort of known thing? No one wants to take on c3. It's too much like a gambit if someone takes on c3. Please, it's tempting, isn't it, to take on c3? No, apparently not. Okay. Oh boy, being pushed into an IQP position again. Okay, because they're not taking on c3. Cautious players with black hair. Wouldn't have been that much initiative, I'm sure. Try and lift the blockade immediately. He's probably got knights. Maybe knight b4 works, because any a3. Oh, I thought he played knight b4. Oh, this bishop looks good. Happy bishop. create some weaknesses. I'm going to be obliterated on c3 if I don't have anything constructive soon. I can imagine HG and a rook sack on e6, but it might be a little bit slow. He hasn't got c7 to use, so how does he quickly torture c3, which is my backward pawn here? So in the absence of not knowing how c3 crumbles immediately, I'll go for this plan of undermining the structure with HG and a rook sack. Maybe a rook sack's not needed. Maybe a knight sack instead on g6. I mean, maybe knight e5 threatens knight g6 after. Good thing is he hasn't got queen c7. I don't immediately see any major threats here. Do I leave HG or do I play rook e1, which is a little bit more subtle? Because HG, I don't know. I think I'd like to have rook e1 for rook e6 available immediately. There's knight b2. Is that really a nuisance? Knight b2. Queen d2. Bishop f3. gf. Queen d5. Does that improve things with HG? HG, rook e1, knight b2, queen d2, bishop f3, g takes. It might do actually, because then I've got bishop e5 potentially. Check. f6. Okay, I'll just go with rook e1 for a moment. He's got knight b2, yeah, sure, okay. Knight b2 is probably horrible actually in this position. Yeah, I should have thought about this more. That was silly. Knight b2 is horrible in this position. Ah! That was dumb. That was truly dumb. That was so dumb. Okay, anyway, it's happened. Maybe it's okay. Maybe there's something here. I'm not sure what. Queen e6, king g7. Okay, it's giving me interesting possibilities.
Check.
Here with king g2. Or queen g4, queen e8. But king g2. What's wrong with queen g4 again? Because I know I've got rook e. No, it's not. King g2 for rook e1, king, queen f7. Okay, I want the c8 rook as well. So rook e1 coming in. Or is it all crumbling? It could be just all crumbling. Play rook e1. For queen f7. Then what? There's bishop b3 here, trying to win back. I'm trying to win some material. He's not going to take, is he? Oh, if he doesn't, yes, it does. It's all a bit unfortunate. I mistimed it. I should have factored in knight b2. All a bit unfortunate, but anyway, try and get around here. Queen h3 for h8. Rook e8. There's rook c7 there. I could try queen h3. There's nothing much else to do. There's rook c7, bishop e7. There's no bishop e5 because there's a knight on d3. Still play this for a moment. Oh, he wants to play that. Can I not nudge this knight in any way? d5, queen d5. I'm just wondering about queen d4 as a possibility. This knight's not going away from e5, is it? In a hurry. Queen d7 for d5. Queen e4, that might be interesting. Queen e4. I really want to get in bishop e5 to get some more power to this, whatever this is.
Check.
It's queen e3 here. Or just rook going back to over here. For h1 looks interesting.
Check.
Oh. Takes. King takes. Queen f4. Rook
Check.
h7. King's coming to the center.
Check.
There's rook e1 or rook h7.
Check. 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 Time warning.
Yeah, bit of a swindle. Sorry. Oh, someone's abusing me probably now. Yeah, the one and only. Sorry, that was ICC. I watched ITV and play. Okay, sorry. That was at home at Eden from before. Now I completely missed knight b2. Yeah, should we have another auto parent game while waiting? That was completely going south, that attack. But I'm relieved with the result, but it was not pretty. That game. So. Oh no! He's killing me all the time. I'll try d4. Can I try and get one game back against this guy? Has he been doing it on history? Okay, he does lose. Just not against me yet. Okay, I'll try and play Catalan. Please, I've got to shake this off. I'll just try and play my game. This is going to be a one-sided virtual match. I usually enjoy this type of position with this gambit, threatening knight b5 here. Right. Don't need to use my f pawn just yet. Right, try and be focused. Did he take any liberties here? No, that's d5. could just take on c4. It seems like a great position. Got my pawn back. Anything particularly wrong with this? Take for d6. Looks pretty good to me. At the moment, d6 looks dangerous. In fact, yeah, I think I've got a better position here at this moment. If I take and then d6, looks good. Queen c6 pins. That doesn't though. I'll just f5. F takes and queen h5. Surely this has gone wrong for him. Surely this is not a position anyone particularly wants. I'll just take on d5 here. Check. Or just queen f3. Queen d7. There's almost knight b6. Except the knight's covering it. Queen h5. First g6. Queen g4. Looks interesting as well. And if queen d7, bishop d5, knight b6. Yeah, throwing the check just to prompt g6, I think.
Check.
If I can get in this, knight e7, bishop b7, that looks, I think it's, I never usually get a position as strong as this. So whatever happens from here, please. I'm hoping not to blow this, because this is looking good. Bishop d5 for knight b6 on queen d7. Unless I'm getting mated on knight squares, I don't know about that. This is looking pretty good. Queen d7. Bishop d5. If takes bishop e6. Okay. I'm going to play knight e3 here. Try and keep the pressure on then, like this. Although bishop g5 was worth considering. Right, his rook's hanging. If I just take here. His rook's hanging. I've beaten this guy. My p stat against him. You can do command p stat, and I think it's just 4-1. I think this is the first time I've ever beaten this guy. I think psychologically that's good to try and beat someone that beats the hell out of you every time. I think am I confusing him with someone else? The 5-minute, apparently according to this, I'm sure I've lost more than 2 games. Maybe I'm confusing nicknames. Alright, anyway. Okay, any challenges or another auto pairing game? Give a few seconds for a challenge. Okay, no challenge, just straight into an auto pairing game. GM opponent. Try and play King's Engine. Or it's anti-London system. It's all Magnus Carlsen's fault if he plays the London system. Okay, so I've deliberately not moved my e-pawns. I want the possibility of bishop f5 at some point. early on. If this is different, no, this line is okay. It's bishop f5 it just loses a piece. I've established that before. So can I do this which doesn't lose a piece? If I play g6 and bishop f5, then it doesn't lose a piece. So bishop f5. A bit provocative maybe by him. I don't want g4. I'm wondering if to go for a hack attack with f6. It's too tempting. Life's too short. I'm going to play for a hack attack with g5 and g4. Clearly, he's castled into it. Clearly, he's underestimated my attacking prowess. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, it could be dangerous. G5, g4. You never know. It's outrageous. Except it doesn't work here. It doesn't work here. Is he going to just take on f5? Am I bothered if he takes on f5? Maybe something like king f7 now. Surely this is not an ideal London system position for white. It doesn't look too dangerous for me at the moment. I might use this G file. It could be a little ambitious, sure. Prepare for E5. Does E5 really do anything? I mean, I don't know. It doesn't drop the D5 pawn, that's the good news about it. B5 is going for A7 or something. If I play A6 for a moment, just for a moment to slow things down, maybe F4 and take some undermining. If I play F4, I'm trying to undouble these pawns anyway. Just going for it with F4, and he takes E4 or ED. If I try and again just delay things here, or not. I've got to play this. I think it's got to try and hit his pawn chain hard. Two rooks for queen. Unfortunately, he's got this all the time for queen d5. If you play this, he takes on d5. I'll try this. Maybe queen c8 there. Takes. Okay, he's on d5. Hoping to get something from rook d8 then. No, just rook b7 looks okay. There's bishop h5. So much for the g file. So much for the g file. That didn't work out. My king's probably unsafe here on the diagonals and stuff. It's been a bit slow though. It's been a bit slow. Yeah. E6 is friend. Takes. There's knight E6. So E6 looks scary to win my queen, etc. And I probably should have done something about it, actually, not this move.
Check.
Yeah, that's pretty much a refuting everything, if anything needs to be refuted. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, opened up horribly there. That opened up horribly. Whoa. Thank you. He says thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Gems, really strong. Okay, any challenges or have another game on the auto pairing? That didn't take off. My attack didn't take off. Attack in inverted commas did not take off. Trying to play the opening in a quiet way here. I gotta stop. D5, I think. So a bit of a wet lettuce opening. Wet lettuce might be sometimes dangerous. Maybe castling an F4, and it looks a little bit, could be dangerous, although castling drops H3. Okay, so I'll change that. G4, when mind you, then there's F5. Oh, was that just F4 straight off the bat? Doesn't do anything. So I haven't got anything then. G4 runs into F5, just to clarify. F4 doesn't seem to actually threaten anything. Castling just loses a pawn. Maybe H4 is actually interesting here, given that he's castled. H4 might actually be interesting. This plays H5. Okay. Intriguing. Still, okay, I wonder F4 anyway. Try and get rid of this bishop. Is he trying to play for C6? Maybe G4. Very aggressive looking. Whoa. I can threaten to squish this bishop here. I'm giving myself e3. If that was actually his plan to win c4, if I have to go back to c3, but if I can go back to e3, I think f5 is also pretty interesting, just to try and lock down this bishop on g7 and still win the e6 one. So f5, intriguing. Yeah, he seems a little bit on the passive side here. I can open up the G file. I think I'll do that. If there's nothing better. Do I want to take on e5 first? Play knight e3. Maybe just rook g1. Or knight g3, ef. Knight e3, ef, bishop g7. That might be worth a punt. If I get in knight f4, okay, he's not. Alright, I have to try and do something with this g file. So if he takes, I'm hoping bishop f3. If I had done that, there's queen g3. That was out of the question, I think, because of queen g3. Okay, I want to play bishop f3 and knight f4. He's got queen h6 to support f4. Something like rook a2 for queen a1 might be interesting, across the diagonal on queen h6. Bishop f3, queen h6, rook a2 for queen a1. Intriguing, because there's nothing actually defending this diagonal that much. I can also play knight f5 more sanely on queen h6, knight f5. Takes, rook a2 again, you gotta do queen a1. So queen h6, okay, it's interesting. He's always got a block on f6. It's not entirely devastating, this diagonal. In fact, simply queen c2 for queen c3 and castle queenside is a lot better in terms of the rook not being on a stupid square on a2. So yeah, I think just queen c2. He could play a check to stop me castling.
Check.
Maybe just king d1, king f1 here. King f1. Yeah, I think.
Check.
There's bishop g2 there. Okay, he's definitely stopped me casting. He's done 47 seconds though. I've still got an idea to use either the G file or this diagonal. Queen C1 to C3. There's bishop, there's F3. Can I play bishop F3 for a moment? Now can I do this? For Queen C3. queen's come off here. Have I got anything? I think he's in severe time pressure in this position. The knights look very loose. I think knight e4. Knight c5, rook e7. Bishop h5. Knight d6. Bishop g4. Oh, he's getting mated on or not. Well, there's knight f7 there. No, there isn't. Unfortunately. This is dangerous. Surely. There's a rook e8. Let's check here.
Check.
And this one.
Check.
This one.
Check.
I'll play d3 first before doing anything. Take it here, trying to stabilize. Yeah, interesting game. Ooh, okay. Yeah, interesting. Thanks, my way. Everyone's saying thanks. They're very polite on ICC. So, thanks. Okay, it's yeah. Trying. Yeah, I know. I like the I enjoy the tactical stuff. It gives me a thrill to check out some tactics. But there's some nonsense in there. You don't really want to rook on a2. There's some nonsense in those lines. But I think the principle of trying to get onto the diagonal and the G file, I think, was a little bit dangerous for black. Okay. I'll just check with my co-producer here. I think this might end here. I'll just check, or a few more, or end here, or a few more games. If we're ending here, I hope you enjoyed this session. Took down a couple of IMs, had an interesting, fun game against GM. Yeah, pretty menacing auto pairing as usual. You've got to be on top form. I tried to prepare for this session with blueberries and pomegranate mixed together with Greek yogurt, so I think that didn't do me too much damage. So that was my recipe for this. Trying to prepare and not play too much beforehand. Okay, we'll have just check. Actually, no, I haven't vented any anger at my mouse. Things haven't got that bad. I think you got to accept you're going to lose and lose and lose, and sometimes you win, and the wins are like painkillers when you win. So yeah, I think it's been a couple of hours. So. Does anyone desperately want one last game? I think actually I'm not sure. Actually, I shouldn't ask that. It's definitely we're on the 2 hour mark, so we'll leave it for next week. Yeah. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. And no, not the question mark. I mean, thanks for coming without the question mark. All right. Thanks a lot, and have a good week. Have a good weekend, and enjoy your chess. And yeah, thanks very much. Oh yeah, likes appreciated on the YouTube channels. Thanks very much.